If you're sitting there listening to this, and you're really ugly like me, and you want everyone to think you're gorgeous, I'm going to teach you how to hypnotize them so they actually think everyone, without exception including you, is gorgeous. Now perhaps someone might ask, what about some women with babies that look like monkeys who say, "Isn't my baby so cute? Isn't he gorgeous?" And they actually believe it. But you're having trouble being polite about it. There must be other skeptics like you out there. How are you going to convince them you're gorgeous? So how can you convince yourself? That's got to be the first step, hasn't it? Now there's one way that I personally guarantee you can use to convince yourself that you are gorgeous. It's very simple. Just adopt a new middle name. It's quite legal. People do it all the time. And if you're embarrassed about it, you can keep it a secret that your middle name is Gorgeous. You are gorgeous. That's your name, so it describes you. Now the next step is to get people to start calling you by your new name. Maybe start with your best friend. You can pretend they've got the same new middle name as you when you greet them with, "Hi, gorgeous," or leave them feeling good with, "See you, gorgeous." Practice in front of the mirror. Once you've got the hang of it, you can do it with everyone. And it won't be long before they realize that everyone is gorgeous. In fact, you're the one who's particularly gorgeous. And they'll start calling you by your middle name. Now what if you're really fat like me, and you want everyone to think you're gorgeous? It may work for you to smile when you're talking to your friends. Have you noticed how mothers and babies smile at each other all the time? And they both seem to think the other is gorgeous. Maybe there's something hypnotic about smiling. And maybe, even if you're as fat as me, or look like a baby monkey, you can hypnotize people into thinking you're gorgeous by smiling at them and say, "Hi, gorgeous." That could be the clincher. And what if you're particularly stupid like me, and you want everyone to think you're gorgeous? Well, it's easy. All you have to do is say nothing, so they don't realize how dumb you are. You can just smile knowingly and nod a lot. Say yes, and nod when they make a point. And don't forget to laugh if you think it might be a joke. And just to make sure they think you're listening, repeat some key phrases or words back to them every now and then, even if you don't know what they mean. Now if by some quirk of fate you're really ugly, really fat, plus particularly stupid like me, and you want everyone to think you're gorgeous, then you have to go for the jugular. Change your name by deed poll to Gorgeous Buff Genius. Smile, nod and say yes a lot, and call everyone gorgeous. Let's face it, they won't be suspicious if you're as ugly as me. So how do you actually measure gorgeousness? Because it's obviously based on the feeling you get when you do the measurement. But if you're wondering what it is you're measuring, or if you're looking for a logical way to figure out how to feel gorgeous, I've got some bad news for you. It's nothing to do with any of your physical dimensions or shape. It's more how you carry yourself in a different dimension. Your attitude. It's more emotional, like a feeling. When you feel gorgeous. If someone as ugly as me wants to look as gorgeous as someone like you, they think it's impossible because they don't feel gorgeous, like a method actor who doesn't believe in themselves, until the director tells them, "You're gorgeous," and their whole demeanour changes. Right before your eyes, suddenly, you feel gorgeous, you act gorgeous, you are gorgeous. Never forget the fact that when that brilliant director tells you you're gorgeous, a wave of feelings come over you, and a gorgeous wave can come over you, even now, and you feel, act, and are gorgeous. It's an experience that you can't explain, and you can't believe that even your friends and everyone else are affected in the same way, and they can see it too. Now look at your reflection in the mirror and ask yourself this: if someone smiles at you, listens intently to everything you have to say, agrees with your thoughts, nods when you speak, laughs at all of your jokes, and occasionally calls you gorgeous, no matter how you look at it, that would be one gorgeous person, wouldn't it? Now perhaps you might ask, what if someone catches me talking to myself in the mirror, hypnotizing myself and telling myself how gorgeous I am? Wouldn't that be embarrassing? Or would it make them smile and nod and agree with you